Welcome back to Savita's IGNOU Magic. In this video, we'll cover IGNOU MHI-06 Chapter 1, 2, 3. From that, some important questions. As I told you, you have to prepare for your exams unit-wise, not chapter-wise. So this unit, if you'll complete 1, 2, 3 chapters, if you'll complete, you will be ready to write one question. First question is, what are the different sources of history which helps us in reconstructing ancient society? In that, you have to cover all these 4 points: epigraphy, numismatics, archaeology, literature. Epigraphy. What is epigraphy is explained here on this slide. You can go through this. In short, I'll tell you. Epigraphy deals with the study of inscriptions. I hope you all must be knowing about inscription. What are inscriptions? Inscriptions are writings which are carved on stone or metal that give information about history. These inscriptions are usually found on stone tablets, metal plates, and pillars and cave walls. This epigraphy helps historians reconstruct the past by offering original records from ancient rulers, officials, and societies. It gives us the information of ancient rulers, officials, and societies. Some inscriptions are important, like Ashoka's edicts, Samudragupta's, and Rudradaman's one pillars. They gives us information about religion, administration, and society of that time. Some inscriptions were written in 2 languages, which you will find at Delhi and Berhampur. Inscriptions gives us important information about history. From copper plates like available at Mandasore, Sogara, Aihole, and Uttiramerur, we learn about taxes, trade, money, and what were the kingdom boundaries. These inscriptions helps us understand the social, political, and religious life of ancient time, and that's why we trust these sources a lot. Next is numismatics. What is numismatics? Numismatics is the study of coins. It helps us to understand the economy of a particular time. These coins were usually made of gold, silver, or copper, and they helps us to know about the exact time period of history. Coins also show the connections between rulers and other countries. Here, example is given about the Roman coins which are found in India. Show the Indian rulers they had contact with the Roman Empire. Second thing, Satvahana coins they match Puranic details. They proving both Satvahana coins and Puranic details both are true historical sources. The symbols and metal used in coins show the richness of the empire. This is very amazing thing. If coin were widely used, it shows that the economy was strong. By studying coins, we also learn about trade, urban life, and society during that time. Archaeology is also one of the sources of history which helps us to reconstruct the ancient society. What is archaeology? Archaeology is the study of the old objects and remains from the past. It includes things like buildings, monuments, pottery, seals, skeletons, etc. And these are found during excavations. Excavation is the process of digging the ground to find the old objects. These discoveries helps us to understand historical facts and connect different regions and cultures. Here the Ajanta and Ellora rock cut caves is also one of the example is mentioned which you have to write. And this example prove that the ancient society was rich in art and culture. Next is literature. Ancient literature is valuable source of history. And what it includes? It includes Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, and Dharma Shastras. These books helps us to understand worship, traditions, and daily life of ancient times. Vedas were written in Sanskrit. Jain and Buddhist texts are available in Prakrit and Pali. Texts which covered in the previous slide, they give us information about music, dance, painting, architecture and administration of ancient kings. There are two important works which are Arthashastra, which is written by Kautilya. It tells us about politics and governance. Sangam literature. This tells us about life in ancient South India. It is rightly said that literature is the autobiography of a nation. Isn't it true? Really, as it reflects the real life, culture, and values of that time. Questions which are important. One, write a short note on ancient society anthropological readings and write about the text of Rig Veda as a source. First, let us know anthropological readings of ancient society means what? It means reading old texts or studies to know how people lived in ancient times. What you will cover in this answer, these are the following points. The Roman got most of their knowledge about India between the 6th and the 4th century BC from the Greeks. We also learn about ancient Indian society from the writings of Scylax, a Greek officer, which was sent by Darius of Persia to study the Indus Valley, particularly. Herodotus, a famous historian who wrote about India during the Persian Wars. Then Theseus, a critic of Herodotus. His writings also tell us about India. Then Megasthenes, a Greek ambassador who lived in Mauryan court. He wrote about Indian customs and society around 300 BC. So these writings are important sources for understanding ancient India. Which are those? Scylax, Herodotus, Ctesias, Megasthenes, and the Romans also helps us for that. In this point again you will cover after that early society and settlements. In the beginning people hunted and gathered food that, as you know, their lives were temporary and they did not have stable social relationships which we have now today. But when people started growing crops and domesticating animals, they began to settle down. This led to the creation of tribal communities and the first human settlements. How was the early tribal society? That also you will include in this answer. In the early tribal stage of life, people, they shared what they produced. They owned land and resources together. They had no rules or power systems. A tribe shares culture, language, and ancestry. Most follow the male line. Some, like Khasis, they follow the female line for family heritage. Birth decides status. Resources are shared. Members, they support each other. In the same answer, you have to write at last change in society. As you know, in the beginning, the people were hunter gatherers. They were always moving. After the After when they started with farming, they began to settle in one place, and this led to stable villages, families, and a strong sense of cooperation was developed. This change created a new economic and social system, moving society from wandering life to organized village life. Let us discuss about another question. Write a short note on Rig Veda. In this, you have to cover all these following points. Rig Veda is the oldest sacred text of India. Sacred means holy book of India. It was written around 1500 to 1000 BC. It is different from other texts like the Puranas or Arthashastra. Yaska wrote the first commentary before Panini. Now, commentary means what? He explained the Vedas. The version we have today, it was compiled or made by Sayana around 1387 AD. The language of the Rig Veda is Old Sanskrit, and it contains about 1028 hymns in praise of various gods like Indra and Agni. These hymns were to be recited in specific ways. So what are the important points here you have to include? Rig Veda is the holy text of India. It was written around 1500 to 1000 BC. Yaska, he explained the Vedas first. Then the today's version which we use, it was compiled by Sayana. Then the language of the Rig Veda is Sanskrit, and it contains 1028 hymns, which are praising gods like Indra and Agni. These are the important points. Rig Veda gives us a picture of an early tribal and pastoral society also. Cows were highly respected here. Wealth was measured by number of cattle. Cattle means cows and buffaloes. Chariots and houses were important, especially in wars. It helps us understand the life, values, and beliefs of early people in the Indian subcontinent. And all this information we get when we go through Rig Veda.